Now we're going to do two examples of using the division property of equality while working with fractions. In the first example, 5x equals 22, you'll note that there are no fractions. However, the result will be a fraction. When we're using the division property of equality, we do it because we are multiplying a number to a variable, and we want to isolate that variable. We do that by doing the inverse operation, which is going to be division. We're going to divide the number that's multiplied to the variable on both sides. So we're going to divide by 5 and divide by 5 on the other side as well. We can simplify this by dividing 5 by 5, which will give us 1. 1x equals 5. Now 1x is really the same thing as x, and we don't write that 1 as a coefficient. We just write it as x. 22/5 is an improper fraction, and to finish this problem, you would normally convert this to a mixed number. 5 goes into 22 4 times, with 2 left over. So 4 2/5 would be your answer. Like the other problems, I do recommend checking your work. To do this, I'm going to plug in 22/5 into the place where x is. So 5 times 22/5, and does that equal to 22? Well, if I write this 5 as a fraction by putting a 1 under it and then multiplying it to 22/5, you can see that the 5's will cancel, and I'm left with 22/1. Well, 22/1 is the same thing as 22. We can convert that to a whole number, and this proves to us that our math was correct when we got our answer of 4 2/5. In the second problem, we have 1/4 x equals 8. And this is really 1/4 times x equals 8. We can use the division property by dividing the number that is being multiplied to the x. Notice it looks more like a complex fraction now. Remember to divide both sides by the same amount. 1/4 divided by 1/4 is going to give you 1x. If you're not sure, you could write it out. 1/4 divided by 1/4, that's the same thing as 1/4 times 4/1. And notice these 4's are going to cancel, leaving us 1, or 1x, or in this case, just x. Now we need to divide 8 by 1/4. Well, 8 divided by 1/4 is the same thing as 8 times 4/1, or 4, giving us 32. Let's go ahead and plug in 32 into our original equation to see if we did the math correctly. 1/4 times 32, and I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1 to make it a fraction. And I want to know, is this going to give me the result of 8? 4 and 32 have a common factor of 4, so I can reduce this. 4 goes into 32 8 times. And so I'm left with 8/1, or 8, and that indeed equals 8.